So if you own a 2002 to 2018 Ram and you're like a lot of other owners and you want to put bigger wheels and tires, or you want to swap out your gear ratio, you should be checking out something like the Superchips Flash Cal. If I had to give this an install rating, I'd give it a very soft 1 out of 3 wrenches. So if you want to go ahead and calibrate and diagnose your truck and you're a techie guy like me, stick around. I'm going to actually show you step by step how to use this device. This is not a generic device. This is actually built specifically for the ECU in the Ram 1500. This is going to be a very easy way for you to adjust your ECU, your tachometer, and your speedometer to accommodate for those bigger wheels, tires, and those new gears that you might have thrown in your truck. Now, I want to make something very clear here. This is not a tuner. It does not have preloaded tunes on it. It does not have custom tunes. And for that reason, it's going to be one of the most affordable calibration and diagnostic devices currently available. Now, like I said, you could go for a generic one, but it's honestly not going to provide as much functionality as the Flash Cal does for the Ram in particular. I like this device for a couple of reasons personally. I've actually used this to troubleshoot my vehicle. This has some very nice, easy to read real-time gauges and data logging. So if you get some check engine lights or you have some trouble codes popping up on the dash, you can actually figure it out at home without spending some time and labor at your local shop. So for that reason alone, I really like this device. Like I said, it's very easy to use. Got a high def color screen on here which displays all your information. Very simple little interface here with these arrow keys and the little confirmation button. So I'm going to show you actually how to use the device. So let's go ahead and plug it in and get started. So like I said, using the Flash Cal is very easy. All you got to do is plug it into your OBD2 port using the supplied cable already attached to the device. The OBD2 port on your Ram is located directly underneath the steering column, so I'll show you where to plug this in. There we go. All right, so once you've plugged in the Flash Cal, you're going to turn your key in the ignition to the on position, and it's going to load up the home screen, which is options. Under options is how you can actually calibrate your truck for different things. So we'll go over that real quick and show you how it's done. Go ahead and click OK, and the device is going to start communicating with your truck's computer. During this time, it's important that you don't turn your key to the off position and you don't unplug the device, otherwise you'll interrupt it. Now, there are a couple of things that you can do on this screen. Number one being modifying your engine idle. You can set the idle high or low. It's going to give you a couple confirmation screens, and it's going to tell you that the vehicle must be running to set the idle speed. For now, we're not going to do that because we're just showing you. Once you've confirmed those different screens, it's going to bring you to this little option here where you can raise it in increments of 100 RPM. We're going to leave our stock for now, but if we actually wanted to change it while the truck is running, we would select our new RPM and we would click OK. It's going to save that idle speed. Now ours is telling us that it can't because our truck is not on, but if our truck was running, it would save that idle speed and it would confirm it for us. And then you click OK to continue. The next step is changing tire size. If you put bigger wheels on your Ram, you can actually calibrate your speedometer and thus calibrate your fuel economy and all those other options by changing the tire size that the ECU is recognizing. Let's go ahead and say we put 35s on our truck. It's going to adjust the speedometer. And your dash might make some noises. It might show some screens. That's okay. Once that's finished, go ahead and turn your key to the off position and click OK. Now the device is going to take a moment to go through some calibration, and once it does, it's going to ask you to turn your ignition back on. Go ahead and click OK. Now at this point, the device is just clearing any check engine codes or diagnostic trouble codes that might be associated with the device actually recalibrating the ECU. That way, once you've made the changes to the calibration itself, it's not going to give you any lights on your dash. It's going to let you know that that's been finished, and it's going to let you know that your tire size has been modified once the operation is complete, and it's going to take you back to the quick options screen. And it really is that easy to calibrate your ECU for a new tire size. Some of the other cool things you can do with the Flash Cal, like I mentioned earlier, you can also adjust your gear ratio if you're in two-wheel drive, and you can also adjust your transfer case low ratio. If you go into those options, it's going to show you the different available gear ratios that you might be putting in your truck. It's a pre-selected list. Let's go ahead and say we upgraded to 373s. Now it's going to make the same adjustments to the speedometer as it just did with the tire size. And the nice part about the Flash Cal is if you did change your gear ratio and you change your tire size, once you make both adjustments in the Flash Cal, it will calibrate your ECU for both. Now again, same thing, once the device has calibrated the ECU, it's going to ask you to turn the ignition back on and click OK. And again, same deal as with adjusting your tire size, it's going to clear any trouble codes that might show up in the ECU from you changing the gear ratio. It's going to give you that confirmation that any trouble codes have been wiped clean. It's going to let you know that your gear size has been modified. Same deal goes with your transfer case low ratio. It's the same exact steps. We'll just show you for the sake of it. Let's say we upgraded to 380s. And it's going to make the same calibrations to the speedometer and the ECU. Again, going through, asking you to turn off your ignition. Go ahead and click OK, and it's going to make the appropriate changes. All right, and again, like I said, turn your ignition on to complete calibrating your transfer case low ratio. And again, it's going to clear any trouble codes that might pop up in the ECU from you making those changes. All right, once it's cleared any trouble codes that might have popped up again, it's going to let you know. And it's going to let you know that your transfer case low ratio has been successfully modified. Now, let's say you made all those changes. Let's say you've maybe reverted your truck back to stock, or you've changed your tire size, or you've changed your gear ratio, or whatever. It's very easy to return the truck to stock with this option here. Go ahead and click OK to select, and it's going to flash the ECU and get rid of all those changes that you might have made some time ago. It's the same exact steps as if you were making those calibrations. Turn the ignition off, click OK, and the Flash Cal is going to work its magic. Now once the Flash Cal is finished reverting the truck back to stock, again, same steps. Go ahead and turn the ignition on and click OK. It's going to clear any trouble codes that might have popped up from you reverting the truck back to stock. And once those trouble codes have been cleared, it's going to let you know that the operation and the reversion back to stock is complete. Now, those are all the quick options for calibrating your RAM. Like I said, it's very straightforward, very easy way to save some cash and do this at home as opposed to having to go to a dealer and have them flash your ECU for you. Some of the other nice options about the Flash Cal, again, like I mentioned earlier, you can use this device to scan and diagnose your truck. So we'll go over those real quick. Now, let's say that you have a check engine light on your truck and you're not sure why. What's nice about the Superchips is it's going to tell you exactly what that code is. So if you do want to check what that code is, you're going to have your home screen here and you're going to navigate over to Scan and click OK. You're going to click Read Clear DTCs, Diagnostic Trouble Codes, and if you want to know what the code is, go ahead and click Read. It's going to take a second and it's going to pull all the different codes that your truck might have. Now, our RAM is running just fine. We don't have any codes, but if yours did have any, they would pop up on this screen. And when you click OK to continue, it would give you more detail about each individual code. Now, once you've figured out what codes your truck has, you can actually clear those completely by clicking Clear DTCs. It's going to ask you to make sure your ignition's in the on position so the ECU has full power. Once you've done that, click OK, and it's going to clear those check engine codes. The light will disappear on your dash, but keep in mind, if you did not actually fix the issue that your truck's having, that light could pop up again. And once it's cleared any of those codes and those lights on your dash, it's going to let you know that the operation is complete. Now, if you want to exit out of here, go ahead and click the left arrow to go back. All right, the other nice thing about the Flash Cal is the fact that you can scan and you can monitor gauges in real time. So to do that, you're going to select the scan screen and click OK. Now, if you want to monitor stuff in real time, you're going to select gauges and data logging. It's going to gather information from the ECU and it's going to display different categories upon which you can select up to 8 gauges. You can see the different categories here. This is basically all the stuff that the ECU is monitoring in real time while your truck is running. So you can select each of the categories and you can select, again, up to 8 gauges. We're just going to select a few for you. We're not going to get into too much detail about each one because there are so many. But if you want to select one, go ahead and click OK, and you'll see the little white bars on either side of that gauge turn from white to red. That's going to let you know that it is selected. So we're going to select all of our miscellaneous engine gauges here. And once you've selected 8 gauges, it's going to give you this little screen here. It's going to ask that you press OK to start data logging, and it's going to load all those gauges. Now you can see here, this is displaying all that information in real time, and as your truck is running, it will show how these are affected. If you want to stop data logging, it's really simple. Just click OK once again. You can see how it changes from red to green while you are data logging. That's really nice because you can save all that information for later on down the road. Once you're done driving, you can pull all that data and you can go over it if you are trying to do some driveway diagnostics. Now, if you want to exit this gauge screen, go ahead and click the left arrow. It's going to bring you back to the different gauge categories, and if you're done entirely, go ahead and click the left arrow once again. The last thing under scanning and diagnostics is battery voltage. It's real simple, it's a nice little touch to let you know that your battery is in good health or if it's running a little bit on the low side. And the last thing about the FlashCal is some basic information for the device and the truck itself. Let's go ahead and take a look in there. It's going to show you vehicle info and device info. Under vehicle info, it's going to let you know whether this truck has a tune or not. Obviously ours is stock, so there is no tune file loaded currently. Go ahead and click OK. And under device info, it's just going to give you some basic information about the device itself. This is more for troubleshooting any issues that you might have if your device is having any issues communicating with your truck for whatever reason. Superchips customer service is very good at helping you diagnose problems, but they might ask for some information from this screen. So keep that in mind if you ever run into any hiccups. So as you can see, the FlashCal is a very user-friendly device and it allows you to calibrate your truck very easily. And that actually wraps up my review and install of Superchips FlashCal fitting your 02 to 18 Ram 1500. I'm Travis, thanks for watching, and for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.